I'm genuinely glad to see that more people are sounding the alarm about the danger that Ron DeSantis, or as some know him, Wrong DeSanctis, poses to American democracy. You know, I've been talking about this for a long time. And former guest on this program, expert on fascism, Ruth Ben-Ghiat, in response to Jeb Bush endorsing Ron DeSantis, despite DeSantis not even being a candidate at the time, Ruth Ben-Ghiat tweeted, quote, "Ron DeSantis will destroy our democracy with deadly precision. I cannot emphasize enough how dangerous he is." So Ruth clearly comes down on the side of what I've been saying for a year now. DeSantis is bad, but the real danger is that he's less incompetent than Trump, and thus is far more likely, if he becomes president, to successfully implement a lot of these horrible and disastrous ideas. And increasingly, the proof is in looking at what he has done in Florida for the last couple of years. Now, in a later segment, we're going to deal with this in a sort of different way, but sort of like as a reminder, what exactly is it that DeSantis has, quote, succeeded at doing in Florida? The Don't Say Gay bill, the entire anti-woke feud with Disney, disturbingly authoritarian business freedom, except when we don't like what the business is doing, when we don't like the opinion of your business, the plan to overhaul the board of trustees at the historically liberal New College of Florida with 6 new hand-picked conservative members, chilling when it comes to what supposed small government conservatives want to do in putting their hands right into the specifics of what higher learning institutions, higher education institutions are doing, trying to manipulate and control what is in that advanced placement Black history course that became the subject of much controversy a few weeks ago. But the core of all of this is that Trump and DeSantis are both sort of wannabe authoritarians. Trump gets easily distracted and is very incompetent. So through a sort of like adult ADHD, where he ends up just watching the TV in the back of the room, and his incompetence, he doesn't end up getting that much done. And so many of Donald Trump's failings, in a sense, were from just kind of not paying attention. Ron DeSantis, on the other hand, is far less likely to be ineffective for those reasons. The January 6th insurrection, had it been run by DeSantis, would have had a greater chance of succeeding. Not a guarantee it would have succeeded, probably still would not have, but it certainly would have had more of a shot. Trump also does a lot of things because he wants his base to like him. And his interest, Trump's interest in a lot of the things he thinks of doing, is geared around, I think my base will like this and I think people will praise me for it. DeSantis genuinely seems to have like a culture war delusion that he has to win. And as we've talked about, being a true believer, in a sense, makes you more dangerous. Now, I want to then add another caveat, because this DeSantis is a complicated guy. DeSantis is not a dumb guy in the way that Trump is kind of dim. And part of me wonders whether DeSantis really believes any of it personally. But as long as he's committed to it because it's what he believes he has to do for political expediency and to succeed, he is still a true believer that it's what he should do, even if personally he thinks a lot of these things are kind of dumb ideas. So the big hope against DeSantis and the dangers that he poses basically comes down to his complete and total lack of charisma. And we're going to look at some examples of that in a moment. His complete and utter lack of charisma might make him ill-suited to actually defeat Donald Trump in the national campaign that we seem to be barreling towards, even though DeSantis hasn't officially announced anything yet. It is genuinely tough to find a less charismatic person than Ron DeSantis, at least among the people in the major spotlight right now. So that's Ruth Ben-Ghiat accurately concerned about the threat that DeSantis poses to democracy. Let's now see what Ron DeSantis has been up to in this growing civil war against Donald Trump.